Hello guys, welcome back. So this is for my review for the boxing for this weekend. Starting off with the card in London on Friday night, tomorrow night. Um, Obviously headlined by uh, Billy Joe Saunders defending the WBO world title versus Martin Murray. Um, should be a good fight. Martin Murray's been in there with some really, really good fighters. And there's a train of thought that if he had a bit more luck and Martin Murray, he could have been a world champion. Because obviously he's only lost to fighters at the elite level and once at world level with Hassan and Dam. Um, and obviously George Groves as well. But obviously George Groves went on to win a world title, so obviously, yeah. So it should be a good fight. I think Martin Murray. It'd be interesting to see what Martin Murray's got left. Really, I think Martin Murray could be could give Billy Joe some problems. So that may get the fight entertaining. But yeah, it should be a good little scrap for the WBO World Championship. Um, And then on that card also, LeBron Richards is making his first fight as a matchroom fighter on that card, so that'll be good. I think it's an 8 rounder for him. And then also on that card, the return of Shannon Courtney. Obviously, Shannon Courtney was last fight was a loss to Rachel Ball. But obviously, in my opinion, she didn't lose that fight. But obviously, on the cards, she didn't get it. So obviously, this is her first fight back against Norek from Poland. Um, yeah, Norek from Poland. She's only got one knockout in her record, so she's not obviously not much of a puncher. So hopefully Shannon will be hoping to get back to winning ways with that fight. Yeah, I think Shannon should be back to winning ways with that fight, which would be good. Um, and then also on the card, Zach Parker will fight Nunes um, for the WBO international title. So Zach Parker's unbeaten, 19 contests, 19 wins. So this hopefully will be Zach Parker a little step up for him and going towards a world title, pushing towards another WBO ranking, working up the WBO rankings with winning this, hopefully winning this vacant WBO title, WBO international title, I should say. And then obviously co-main event is James Tennyson versus O'Reilly. Um, and this is an eliminator for the WBA world title. Um, so obviously, this is gets you a step or two steps away from a world championship fight, and so yeah, Tennyson will be looking to win this fight and hopefully becoming getting a world title fight in the next 12 months next year in 2021. O'Reilly comes over here unbeaten, 16 wins, 6 knockouts. So that record would show he's not much of a puncher. Um, and he hasn't fought out of Canada, O'Reilly. So we don't know how he's going to travel either. So should be an interesting fight. Yeah, should be an interesting fight that co-main event, I believe. And I think for Tennyson, he's only been beat. He's been beat by Tevin Farmer was his last defeat, and obviously Tevin Farmer was a world champion at the time. So it shows that this for Tennyson, this be pushing towards a second world title tilt. So yeah, there should be a good fight. Um, we don't know much about um, we don't know much about this opponent. Obviously, I read down his record, but to be honest, there's no recognisable names on his record for 16-0. He's never fought outside of Canada before, so that's another unknowable really until he gets in the ring on Friday night. But yeah, it should be a good fight. I expect James Tennyson to win the fight, and then obviously yeah. So that's for that card. I'll do predictions at the end. Um, and then we move on to Saturday night, which is headlined by um, Lyndon Arthur defending his Commonwealth Championship against Anthony Yard. Good fight. Obviously, there's a bit of a rivalry there. Both fighters are good fighters. Obviously, Anthony Yard just come up a little bit short in his world title tilt against Sergei Kovalev. But obviously he's been back with a couple of wins. Last win was against Dick Spellman, who previously fought Lyndon Arthur. So both opponents have fought faced Dick Spellman in recent fights. Um, it's for the Commonwealth title, like heavyweight title. So it should be interesting. Should be a good fight. I think obviously Anthony Yard has a little bit more experience probably than Lyndon Arthur, but both are 29 years old. So it'd be an interesting fight. I think Lyndon Arthur can cause Anthony Yard problems. I think Kovalev obviously showed how to cause Yard problems by not giving him the space and to sort of to box on the outside basically and close down the space for Anthony Yard to get off his punches. So yeah, that should be a really good fight for the Commonwealth title. So yeah, that's on obviously BT's. That's the fight on Saturday night. Um, and then obviously we go over to the States for the big fight that is Errol Spence coming back. Errol Spence's comeback fight against Danny Garcia for the WBC and the IBF welterweight championships. Um, this should be a really good fight. Errol Spence, every time he's stepped up in opposition, he's dealt with that. Obviously, that last time out, I think it was last time out against Mikey Garcia, he won pretty much all the rounds and won well, and showed how good of a world champion he is. Obviously, he's had a car crash since then, so this is his first fight since the car crash. So it'd be interesting to see how he looks in the ring, because you never know how it changes a fight or something like that. Because it was quite a serious car crash as well. Um, but obviously on the other side, Danny Garcia, you know, he's got a good jab. He's a good fighter. He's got some good wins on his record. Obviously, this a long time ago, but he beat Amir Khan as well. So and he's a solid fighter. I think he's got a couple of losses in his record, maybe two losses, I think. But he's a good fighter. He's going to be a stiff test for Errol Spence on Saturday night in the States. It should be a really good fight. I think Errol will be too good for him and beat him, but obviously I think Danny will give him some problems as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. Yeah, so hopefully you tune in for that fight as well. But we've got a good weekend of boxing really. So now I'm gonna talk about the predictions. Um, so I think in the main event, I think Saunders will should come across should beat Martin Murray by points. I can't see him stopping Martin Murray. Martin Murray's too durable for that, I believe. Um, and I believe Zach Parker will win his fight. I think Shannon Courtney will win her fight. I think James Tennyson will win his fight also. And I think Ruan Richards will win his fight as well. And then going on to Anthony Yard, Lyndon Arthur. I believe that Lyndon Arthur can cause Anthony Yard problems, but it's whether we can keep him. It's whether I can box for the 12 rounds at that intensity. Obviously, Anthony Yard has had to box at that intensity with Sergey Kovalev, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. I think Anthony Yard will win on points in a close fight. I think he might win by 2 or 3 rounds. I don't think he will stop Lyndon Arthur. I just think Lyndon Arthur defensively is quite sound. And then going on to the fight, Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. I think Errol Spence will win the fight. I fancy Errol Spence to win on points. I think it'd be a fairly close fight, but I can see Errol Spence winning by four to 5 rounds, possibly late stoppage. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight card, great fight cards there, a great weekend of boxing. And I hope you all enjoy it. And I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday with a review of all the fights. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment down below. And I'll see you all in the next one.